thought is a random thought, though, but it kind of like it can be applicable to this convo. Okay, so I'll tell you. I have an hypothesis in that sense that while everyone is a little bit apprehensive, especially those ones who have become agitated because of Trump's threat. So my hypothesis in this sense is that behind the scene right now, because I have it on record that they have attempted to reach Donald Trump's government. Tinubu's government have tried diplomatically, they've reached out to a few other countries to see if they could reach out to Donald Trump that they have an offer. So that's why that is what I'm building this hypothesis on. Okay. So I envisage that eventually they're going to get Trump's attention. Trump is going to come and shoot, like do his strike. Here you get just to not say something and then not just to say something and not do it. Here you get now. So Trump is like going to come and bomb maybe 2 or 3 places in that forest, and it will just be like, that's it. Now he's working with Tinubu's government, because behind the scene, I believe that Tinubu and his gang are going to play one card, a card that will prove some of you wrong. I'm sorry, prove some of you right and prove others wrong. Okay. And that is when some are saying Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about Christians in Nigeria. Right? So what I'm about to tell you right now will likely prove you right, that it doesn't give a damn about Christians in Nigeria. While others believe that, he does. Here you get now. So what I'm about to say as well will determine if he does. So what's that? In 2018, when Boko rose from the dead, from that vegetable state, his gang, because it was around the time as well that the people of the Middle Belt and others are already reporting the advancement of the Fulani terrorists and the killings as genocide. Okay, so this is not something that started yesterday. So they've been reporting it. So when Boko was preparing, or they were preparing him for 2019, his gang, they packaged something to go and placate Donald Trump in America. And what was that? Donald Trump was already talking about the killings in Nigeria, but not in this sense, not in this direct way. But they got the hint earlier, before Donald Trump would speak out. So when they finally got a chance to meet with Donald Trump and Boko, so they went with $1 billion. True story, $1 billion that they wanted to go and buy. They want to buy arms. So Donald Trump, that was already talking tough, like in the background, was like, okay, what do they want? That was when they ordered that Tucano jets and all of the other stuff that even though that was a fraud on its own, they took $1 billion from the excess crude account for that trip. The total money they spent on that their Tucano jets, plus maintenance, training, and all that stuff, right, that comes with the entire package, was a total of $456 million. Till tomorrow, I'll keep reminding you. They should please tell us what happened to the remaining $544 million from that money they took to America. So Donald Trump got the money, and he didn't really give a shit about what happened after, by the way. Okay, hang on. Maybe he would have if he didn't lose his election to Joe Biden, because it was after collecting that money from Boko. Okay, to them, they've probably gotten to the good side of Trump. I don't think it's up to 3-4 months after that. Donald Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular interest because of the killings of Christians in Nigeria. So that's why I said that my hypothesis right now, right, if it played out, if Tinubu and his gang found their way to have audience with Trump, which they will want to use to their own political advantage. Here you get, they'll say, all of you thought Donald Trump is going to come and attack. Now look at Tinubu and Trump now. Look at them taking pictures. Look at, you know what I mean now? But it's just going to be the same playbook that Boko Haram also used. So it will likely not change anything. So let's say Tinubu, who is a drug dealer, right? A drug baron himself. So dealing or giving deals, cutting deals will probably be his own area of specialization as well. So let's say this time he goes to America with a $2 billion that they know, okay, America, Donald Trump, see, we have $2 billion. What can you give to us? Any scrap that you have that you want to dispose, we can take them so that we can tell you that we will use this weapon to fight these terrorists. We believe in America, that kind of a thing, right? So would that change anything based on all I have said so far? No, that's how my brain works sometimes. Like, you just go like, I don't know. It's like I've got this gigabyte. No, what is bigger than gigabyte? Something so like unlimited in that way that once I start thinking about something, and I'm like breaking them into pieces like that, like that, like that, then it will just pick something else like that, then that like I don't know what they describe that as. I will still be very much coordinated. So my mind plays like that, like Tifnumbu and his gang, I could predict them. You know what I mean? I've kind of been onto them for over a decade, so I could tell you more about what they're up to. Then this time, because you said the more things changes, the more they remain the same, isn't it? So don't be surprised if Donald Trump eventually gets maybe $1 billion or $2 billion from Nigeria, and he's going to talk about it as a Nigeria government have come to see us. Like they are doing wonderfully well. They've promised that they are going to make sure that they are going to deal with the terrorists. America is going to help them. You know Donald Trump now, and the rest of you just be like, "Oh, Trump, why are you meeting with Tinubu? This man is a criminal. Trump, don't listen to him." And Tinubu will return back to Nigeria, with all the pictures, the videos, and they will say, "Yeah, 2027 is done." I'm being cockon. So I don't know. Some random thoughts, right? But we'll leave that for now, okay? And then let me show you something. In case if they are offering Donald Trump billions of dollars eventually, like they normally would do, Donald Trump should see this, and America and everybody who has contributed to getting the attention of America on what is going on in Nigeria, even if we believe that America is aware, it doesn't matter. Social media has made it very easier these days. In the last few days, ISWAP and Boko Haram, they have been fighting to death. So let me give you the background of that. So there is this large lake called Lake Chad. It is partly Nigeria, partly Chad, partly Niger, but like all join. Now, the part of that of Nigeria, Lake Chad is also believed, in the last 10 years, by the way, Lake Chad has become the center meeting point of different Islamic terrorists from the Sahel. So when Boko Haram reigned supreme at the time, they controlled the vast area of the entire Lake Chad, including Sambisa Forest. And there's also another forest in that part, which is also as big as, or nearly as big as Sambisa. So those are how wide and big Boko Haram was. There were other smaller terror groups, but they dreaded the Boko Haram group. That was how powerful they were. Then Alhaji Shekau started facing mutiny in his rank and all that, where some of his fighters started feeling like Alhaji Shekau don't they lose focus. Alhaji Shekau, don't they shagbana, carry carry the Olusho and all of that. So all the things that they are like, Alhaji Shekau, what's happen? So they mutinied. They killed Alhaji Shekau. That's why you didn't hear from Alhaji Shekau anymore. He was killed by his own fellow terrorist, Boko Haram. Then implosion happened. Boko Haram broke into, I think, about 3 or 4 groups. A group kept the name Boko Haram. The other group created theirs and they called themselves Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP. So ISWAP needed to control territory. However, they realized as well that the remaining Boko Haram group, they are a threat. So for the past 4 years, they have been after themselves. Real war. You dey feel me? Real war. You go see dead body, you go see corpses, bodies of terrorists slaughtered by their fellow terrorists, floating on river, on this lake. True story. I can't show you. But social media is on social media right now. So you can go in there and see some of them. They are very graphic, gory, by terrorists. So Nigerian army, they kind of found that more or less like amusing. That enough, it was like, let them destroy themselves. Interesting. Thousands of these terrorists were killed by the terrorists themselves. So over time, Boko Haram was more or less like now boxed to the corner, while ISWAP and others are also gaining ground. Nigerian army fighting them too, right? Kept kind of like, killing them too. So from all fronts, here you get the entire Lake Chad and beyond have become killing fields. So 2 days ago, this is also a true story. So the ISWAP launched an attack that was supposed to capture the Boko Haram unaware. Unfortunately for them, the Boko Haram were aware of the plots or the attack, so they laid ambush. Over 200 ISWAP fighters were killed. True story. 2 days ago. So yesterday, the Boko Haram and the Boko Haram themselves was like, they went back to the camp of the ISWAP, which also led to the killings of more ISWAP. Today, this afternoon, the report coming from that axis is also that, the ISWAP, who have also staged another attack on the Boko Haram, have also suffered another great casualties. All of these are coming from terrorists killing terrorists too. True story. Right now. But there is also a report that the Nigerian Army or Nigerian Air Force took an advantage of them having this gathering of fight to launch the airstrike on them. I can't verify that, but I'm going to say, because I heard it. You dey feel me? So, which also led to the killings of these both camps, okay? Now for visual, okay, see, look at them. On wooden boats, they were there, like this was them launching their attacks. Most of these guys are now dead, I want to believe, okay? So they had to cross river, cross water. I'm talking about like miles of speedboating on river, terrorists. So Donald Trump, in case if this is also part of any plan at all, I don't know how useful this can be, but I think you should see this. This was yesterday, brethren. The Boko Haram.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Those are the terrorists too. All of them now speaking big grammars in Nigeria to explain to Nigerians why the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria should be accepted because of climate change. That's what you told us. So this Northern Africa, this Sahel, the climate change has caused the weather, it has caused them to move down west. They move down west because they can be able to access, grass and water. You should all cover your own faces. You should cover your faces in shame because it all thrives on the ignorance of these Nigerians. Majority of them who have never left the Konkolo place where they were born, raised, and some of them are even married in that same place. So whatever you tell them about anywhere, they will take it hook, line, and sinker. You should be ashamed of yourselves. All of you that received that, USAID campaign then. Those of you who were working for American agents and European this and that, pushing that nonsense. Here, that Lake Chad water is not enough to irrigate the entire area. Is that Lake Chad, the one you just watched right now, controlled by terrorists now? Is that water not enough to irrigate the area and turn it into a green area that can feed cows? Because the intention is not to actually access your grass or water. Their cows are eating people's farms, and thousands have lost their lives in the hand of Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. And there are government agents, there are government agencies, there are government officials, there are non-government officials, there are foreign agents, foreign NGOs, this and that, who are spreading the campaign of climate change in Nigeria to make sure that we accept these murderers. We should be human. They are coming from a place where there is no water. But that's Lake Chad. That's billions of cubic of water. Billions. But we all know the agenda anyway. So let's go back to Nigeria again. In Ibadan, it's been over a year now that I've actually been reporting on this land grabbing that many have been protesting, elderly people. Development passed through their area. They were meant to be happy. Unfortunately, the criminal politicians have decided to weaponize the advantage of what they call the right of way. Solo Makinde Ibadan built a new ring road or a new road apart from the normal Iwo Ogbomoso road that you normally pass through. Beautiful road, they said. People lost their lands and they probably considered that